Right. Got a celebrity guest here. We got Mr. Brandon Steiner, first celebrity guest ever on the show. How you doing?
Probably a celebrity in my own mind, maybe, but nice to be with you, man. I love your backdrop. It's very impressive. Thank you for the support, and thank God there's some people like yourself that have bought some of my products over the years. I feel better about it right now, looking at some of that cool stuff.
Yeah, it's all you. My friend Greg couldn't make today as work, so Greg would have loved you, like your work too. And my work here, my dad loved it. He used to be a support of when it was called Woodpecker before Steiner Sports, so he's always been a big fan.
Love that, man. Thank you. And I'm not at Steiner Sports anymore. I'm at Collectible Exchange and Athlete Direct, which is an amazing marketplace for people to buy and sell, and that athletes are selling directly to consumers. So you can get closer to the game with the athletes, and just been amazing. Over 60 athletes on Athlete Direct and growing. And we just launched our women, some of the great women athletes around the country have joined forces with us. I teamed up with Wasserman, who's a huge agency, and we put together a thing called The Collective, which has some of the great women celebrities, Mia Hamm, Brandy Chastain, Sue Bird, Brianna Stewart. I mean, it's just been amazing. And I don't know if anybody listening out there has a daughter, but you now have finally some cool stuff to put up in your daughter's room for a change, which I'm excited to share. And I put a lot of effort into creating some really cool stuff.
Yes, definitely. I want to share my dad's favorite moment. He wanted me to share it with you. He went to your Doc Gooden signing, and it was at a packed line. There was a guy next to him. He's one of your favorite players. Mariano Rivera was there. This was 1996. Nobody knew who he was. He was just there. And then my dad was like, all right, I'll get Mariano. Like, he'll sign it. Like, I didn't even know who this guy is. I'll let him sign it, and then I'll go to Doc Gooden, which is it's crazy. It's in my mind. I know he's like your favorite player, right?
Oh, love him. And I think did Dwight have the no-hitter in 96? He did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I love Dwight also because, I've been with him since the 80s when he was on the Mets, and he's such a good dude and such an amazing pitcher. People don't realize that when he pitched, I mean, the city stopped. He was just lights out. We had never seen anybody that could throw a fastball with that dominance and still a drop dead, unhittable curve. And it was special. It was a special time when he first came up. And I was just blessed to be able to work with him during those years. And then obviously as he moved into the Yankee thing, we got into all that, winning a couple World Series for us with the Yankees. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. So I know you worked at the Hyatt, right? And then you had the yes questions. I was like, and then this caught on to me. Do you want to go out for coffee, or do you want to go to the movies? I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, oh, where was Brendan Steiner before when I struggled with girls? I needed this in high school. I don't need it now. So I thought.
Yeah, never ask a yes or no question. So, if you're asking a girl out, don't ask her if you want to go out on a date. Ask her if she wants to go to the movies or you want to grab a cup of coffee. Never ask somebody if they want to, if you're a bartender, don't say, do you want another drink? Say, do you want one now or you want one later? And always ask a yes question, because both answers will give you the result you're looking for.
Definitely. And we got here. I remember you were telling, listening that Mariano, you with Kobe Bryant, and you guys met him after the game at the Garden, and Kobe was like, "Oh, how do you prepare for a game?" Like, it was so fascinating to see, like how.
Here we are at the game. Kobe dropped 63 points. See, he lit the Garden up, and nobody had scored 63 up to that point. So we're with Mariano and his son Chafet, and Chafet wanted to go in the locker room, meet Kobe. Mariano's really not that kind of guy. Like, he really likes to travel kind of low key as best he can. So of course, it's his kid. He's young at the time, Chafet. So we go into the locker room, and it's media, it's packed because he just dropped 63 and he lit the Garden up like a Christmas tree. And Kobe. So here we are. We're excited to go meet Kobe, and Kobe goes ballistic. He's so excited to meet Mariano. He wants every little, how do you do it? Is it okay if I call you? I like to follow up. I like to know your mindset. how you would be so consistent in big games. Here, Kobe's having a moment which any player would cherish, and he was just more concerned about how he could figure out how to get an edge. And that's what I loved about Kobe. He was always a student, always trying to figure out how to get better. And here we are in the locker room, just us, and he's going crazy, wanting to take a picture with Mariano, and really almost wanted to interview him when all we want to do is take a picture with Kobe. And it just shows you that the great ones are never satisfied. You know, they're always looking to get better. They're always looking for an edge. And I think the lesson there for anybody listening is that when you're with somebody who's extraordinary at what they do, whether it be the plumber, a waiter, a server, a sports personality, whatever it is, you know, just listen. I mean, just figure out what the secret to their sauce is, because a lot of it is very similar. And I think anything you can take away from somebody who's really extraordinary and great at what they do is always a blessing and something you can put into your own arsenal.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I always learn from the best, whatever if it's work, if it's school, you try to learn it in everyday life. And that's the point of life. You learning, you try to work at it, hope for the best.
Absolutely.
All right. So I'm going to do some quick fire questions here. And I'm asking you trivia question, if that's cool. That's what we do here. We always ask the trivia question, then I'll do the quick fire. So we got a quick fire. So what's your favorite, coffee or tea in the morning?
Neither. I never had a cup of coffee in my life, and I definitely don't drink tea in the morning. I generally try to drink water in the morning, and sometimes some sparkling water if I really feel like it.
Cool.
I've never had a cup of coffee in my life.
Cool. Favorite snack?
Oh boy, oh man, I'm such a bad snacker. It's pathetic. I'm a black and white cookie. You know, there's nothing like a real black and white cookie that was made from people that know how to really make black and white cookies. You see a lot of bootleg black and white cookies, but the ones that are made by the real kosher bakers that are delicious, that's my favorite snack, no question.
Nice. What about favorite TV show?
Oh, so many, but right now, Money Heist is one of my favorites. Money Heist really got my attention, man, during the virus, and really enjoyed that show. And then also love Virgin River is another one of my favorite shows. I'm a TV junkie, man. I love TV, which bothers my wife, but I love good TV, and it's a great way to kind of just dummy myself down and relax. So, but those are two of my favorites. The Money Heist lately. I can't wait for the next season to come out. There's another show I've been really into, All American. Another season.
I love that show. I love that show.
Love that show. I think it's extremely well written. I wish more people would watch that show, because it really does break. It's very well written about relationships with white, black, and it gives a really true picture about some of the ups, downs, and troubles that happen in good neighborhoods as well as bad neighborhoods. And if you grew up in a really good neighborhood, this is a good show to watch. If you grew up in a really bad neighborhood, just because you live in a good neighborhood doesn't mean it's easy street either. And it really shows both perspectives extremely well.
It's good. Good to hear that. Now I'm gonna start off with a personal question. I want to ask you. I've been to 30 ballparks. MLB. I always visit every ballpark each year. That's like what I love to do. I've been to 30, current and old. I still got to go to 4. I have 4 left. I have Seattle, I have the 2 Texas, and Atlanta. But I usually get a jersey every year, because it's like whatever that player is that year. I'm like, oh, that's when so-and-so played. What do you recommend to get for each stadium? Any memorabilia?
Well, I've been to all the stadiums. I did that with my son, and I'm more of a cap guy. You know, I love the different caps from each team. I like to make sure I check out the French fries in each stadium and the hot dogs, and kind of rate those, you know, where the better ones are not. We get all into the food, my son and I.
Yes, yeah.
And while you can, I still love getting the ticket stuff from each stadium that we go to.
Yes, we do that too.
Yeah, but the ticket stubs are going to be going away soon, so they'll probably be a big collectible at some point one day.
Definitely. The garlic fries. You ever tried the garlic fries at, I think it's AT&T, they changed the name to Oracle Park. Did you try the garlic fries there? They're the best.
They were delicious. Loved them. The pierogies in Pittsburgh, and it just goes on and on.
The Preventi brothers. It was a great time, great experience. All right, so
You'll love Seattle. Get to Seattle. You'll love that ballpark. A lot of fun.
no, trying to get there. Hopefully next year. We'll see. We get a Kraken jersey. I want to get a Kraken jersey. So if I go there, get it next
Cool.
year. And wrap it up. You went to John Dewey High School. Do you know who else? Notable alumni that went there?
Well, Spike Lee went there.
Spike Lee. I was gonna say, do you know Spike Lee went there? And
yeah, love Spike. Have a good relationship with Spike these days, and certainly he's probably one of our most well-known alums. It's a very experimental school that we went to. It's pass fail, and they had a lot of unusual subject matters that we were studying back then that most other high schools didn't have. And it was like a college preparatory school. So you got to pick your own classes, and the classes switched every 7 weeks. You went to school for 8 hours a day. There were all these learning centers. You can go in and either move yourself ahead or catch up and get tutoring. It was experimental. I was so grateful to go in that school at that time because it really showed me and taught me the importance of learning. And it made it easy for me because I had some learning disabilities. I struggled as a kid. So that school was perfect. It really propelled me and springboarded me to make sure I got through college, which wouldn't have been easy and wasn't easy. So very grateful to go to Dewey in Coney Island, by the way, in Brooklyn, for everybody out there, 50 Avenue X. And so it was quite an experience, and I'm glad I did it.
I'm a Brooklynite too, so I've been to John Dewey too multiple times. And are you Spike Lee? Was he ever like in the school and you were there, or?
No, he was a few years before me. I went in 77. The school opened up in 69, so he was a few years ahead of me. I didn't see him.
Jason Paul, the wrestler, my brother wanted me to throw this out. I don't know if you know Jason Paul. He went there too, the wrestler.
Cool.
Yeah.
It was a little more academic than it was sports. So, you went there, it was more academic. It wasn't a school because they didn't have team sports. There was no team sports. So all the money went to clubs, and it was always more academic than it was, the big football team.
Definitely. I went there because I had soccer. I don't know if you know Brooklyn Italians, but I went there and it was like, I didn't make the travel team. It was in-house. It was like in-house practice. It was like Tuesday, Thursday in the turf fields, and never made travel. I wanted to plan. Then a few years down the line, fast forward to high school, I was in my junior year trying to make the senior year team for varsity. I went to Xaverian, so I'm from Brooklyn too. The only alumni I have is Chris Mullen and Scott Bale, but we went there. My coach was from Xaverian from Brooklyn at times, so that's how I got the field. And I wasn't good enough to make the team, unfortunately. So I was like, just a soccer memory there.
Tough break. All right, man. Well, it's good catching up with you. Definitely, let's keep in touch. If you go to Collectible Exchange, my books, I have 3 books. They're available for free. Or go to cxstuff.com, and then you can see Athlete Direct. And over 100,000 items, by the way. So if you're a collector, you want to sell some stuff, or you want to look to buy some stuff, Collectible Exchange is probably going to be one of the biggest marketplaces in the world. That's my goal, and we're off to the races. Really excited about it. So appreciate you having me on.
Thank you. Always a pleasure. We'll definitely keep in touch.